know the world is effed up in ways that are unprecedented in our lifetimes. We see genocide being live streamed to us. We see American citizens being killed by paramilitary people in our own streets for standing in solidarity with their neighbors. We're seeing Epstein's abuses titrated into us on a daily basis.
That moment from Edward Norton's appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is now going viral. But what exactly is he referring to? Because in just a few sentences, Norton touches on multiple major global domestic issues, including the war in Gaza, controversial law enforcement incidents in the United States, and the broader impact of constant information online. So let's break this down properly with full context. First, why was Edward Norton even on this show? He wasn't there primarily for politics. In fact, he explicitly said he had nothing to sell, although he briefly mentioned upcoming projects like The Invite and a future film set in Puerto Rico. The conversation shifted when Colbert asked him why he's been focusing on environmental work, and that's when Norton began talking about the anxiety of the current moment. Now, when Norton says, quote, "We see genocide being live streamed to us,"
we see genocide being live streamed to us.
He's widely understood to be referring to the ongoing war in Gaza. The conflict, which escalated on October 7, 2023, has continued into 2026, with tens of thousands of deaths reported, widespread destruction of infrastructure, and a major humanitarian crisis involving displacement, food shortages, and limited medical access. The term genocide is highly debated and politically charged, with different governments, legal experts, and organizations disagreeing on whether that label applies. But Norton's point is about something broader. For the first time in history, a major war is being documented and consumed in real time through social media, creating a constant stream of graphic and emotionally intense content. Next, Norton says, "We see American citizens being killed by paramilitary people in our own streets."
We see American citizens being killed by paramilitary people in our own streets for standing in solidarity with their neighbors.
This appears to be referencing recent controversial incidents involving U.S. immigration enforcement operations. Two of the most widely discussed cases are Renée and Alex Pretti, both killed in Minneapolis in January 2026. Starting with Renée, on January 7, 2026, Good, a U.S. citizen, was shot and killed by an ICE agent during an enforcement operation. Reports indicate she was present in the area, observing or documenting ICE activity, something local residents had been doing due to increased federal operations in the city. Video and medical reports confirmed that she was shot multiple times in under a second while attempting to leave the scene in her vehicle. Her death sparked immediate protests and national debate, with many questioning the use of force and accountability of federal agents. Then about 2 weeks later, on January 24, 2026, Alex Pretti was also killed. Pretti was a 37-year-old ICU nurse and U.S. citizen. He was at the scene of an ICE operation, filming and directing traffic when a confrontation began. Video evidence showed that he was pepper sprayed, tackled, and surrounded by multiple agents before being shot multiple times. Authorities initially suggested he posed a threat, but multiple independent analyses of the footage found that he was holding a phone, not a weapon, in the moments before he was shot. The incident occurred during a broader federal operation known as Operation Metro Surge, which involved a large increase in immigration enforcement activity. These two deaths became part of a larger national conversation. According to reporting, they were among several incidents tied to immigration enforcement operations in early 2026, sparking protests, political responses, and investigations into federal tactics. Now, when Norton uses the term paramilitary, he's not making a legal classification. Rather, he's referring to how some critics describe heavily equipped federal agents, including the use of tactical gear, masks, and military-style operations in civilian areas. During an interview, Norton specifically criticized the idea of mass law enforcement operating in public, saying that it conflicts with democratic norms. He also referenced Jeffrey Epstein when he says, "We're seeing Epstein's abuses titrated into us on a daily basis."
We're seeing Epstein's abuses titrated into us on a daily basis.
Talking about the ongoing release of information related to Epstein's crimes, which continue to surface through documents, investigations, and media coverage years after his death. Some commenters agreed with his comments. Amar Singh Chauhan on Twitter said, "Edward Norton just said what millions are feeling what few dare to say out loud. This isn't just anxiety, it's a system falling in real time and people are finally waking up." Lisa D. Shell on Twitter says, "I couldn't have articulated it better. He said exactly what millions of us feel daily. It's wild to wake up and go to work daily while the world is burning down." Violet James on Twitter says, "What an eloquent statement, rooted in morality and emotional intelligence. I have a new crush." Evan says, in response to the nihilistic, "Yeah, but what can I do about it? At an absolute minimum, realize the power of your vote and use it wisely. If you want to do a bit more, Oppose and boycott these evils vocally. It does work and will give others the courage to oppose them too. But beyond the specific issues, Norton's broader point is about something psychological. He describes what he calls an onslaught of information. The idea that people today are constantly exposed to war footage, political conflict, violence, and breaking news, all in real time through social media. He argues that this creates a constant state of anxiety where people are aware of major global problems but feel limited in what they can actually do about them. And that's where his message shifts. Instead of just consuming information, Norton says the only way he's found to deal with that anxiety is through action, doing something tangible in the real world. He also directly pushed back on the idea that actors should, quote, stay in their lane, saying that at the end of the day, they are still citizens and have the right to speak on issues they care about. So overall, Norton's comments weren't about one single issue. They were about a combination of global conflict, domestic controversies, media saturation, and the psychological impact of all of it happening at once. And that's why this clip is spreading, because depending on how you interpret it, it can either feel like an important reflection of the current moment or an example of a celebrity stepping into political territory. So the question is, do you think Edward Norton is accurately describing what's going on right now, or do you think celebrities should stay out of these conversations? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for the latest entertainment news.